Hi, gun people! This is a pretty much cluster. So this is a little stomping around Sac PD. I wasn't a big fan of Sac PD, not because there wasn't any good guys or any bad guys. They were just so politically correct. They did a whole bunch of quota hiring, which means they had a whole bunch of incompetent cops that didn't want to do anything. Even the good cops didn't want to do anything because it just became such a PC nightmare to deal with anything. So they were very lazy and non-responsive. So I wasn't a fan of Sac P. Sac Sheriff, totally different. Worked for the sheriff, wasn't PC, took care of business, very, solid on their reports and backing people up and controlling crime scenes and doing things the way it should be done. Now, I know Sac Sheriff has a reputation of being a little heavy-handed. I didn't think they were that heavy-handed. I thought they took care of business when they needed to, and when they didn't need to, they didn't. So when I worked with them, that's what my thing was. Sac PD, they didn't do anything if they didn't have to. So, and I told one of those crazy cop stories where I was in a fight with these freaking knuckleheads at the bus station. They kept driving by, wouldn't even get out of the car. But anyway, I digress. So they pull this guy over, not sure why. They light him up, and he decides to run.
And we're going to be facing southbound at the gas pumps.
Okay, so what happened here is the cop just called it out because he's probably doing a traffic stop. So what he probably did is just turned on his lights saying, hey, pull over. Didn't feel the need to hit his siren. Not mandatory that you hit your siren. According to California, if you're in a pursuit, in order to be covered as an emergency vehicle, you need to have your lights and siren. You can't just have your lights because you're not covered. But a lot of times I would stop people without ever using my siren by just flicking the lights on, and they would pull over. So he's stopping this guy for whatever reason. I don't know. And the guy pulls in here like he's going to stop, and then things change. Okay, so when a guy suddenly tries to go between cars, we call that a clue. See, as a cop, they give us, that's where we don't need more training on catching clues. This is a clue that this guy's probably going to run. Rick, you can't say that. He's a citizen. He wasn't doing anything. Maybe he's just driving. Well, maybe you're an idiot. But anyway, this guy's going to run now, and the cop knows it, so he puts it out. Because then other units will hear this and go, we're about to get in pursuit. Let's start heading that way. Let's start paralleling. Let's start setting up in case it goes into a foot pursuit or a perimeter. So a lot of units are coming. Now, there's one thing that Sacramento PD does have. A lot of freaking cops. Liberal city run by liberal politicians. They love government. So there is never a shortage of backup in cops, which to me is a problem because cops tend to be more heavy-handed and more of a jerk when they know they have 50 people that they can get 50 people backup within minutes. Whereas the sheriff's department, more spread out. I think Sacramento County is like 950 square miles. So when you have that large of an area, you may not get backup for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how far or where your backup's up. So that's when cops don't have easy backup, they tend to be better cops. When cops have easy backup and government's easy to get response and we can stomp on your neck of you pesky citizens, that's when you get more tyrannical police departments, i.e., all your big, large, liberal cities run by liberals with liberal policies and lots of diversity and lots of sanctuary city and lots of open borders. That's where you get tyrannical bootleg cops because they like a lot of government to push down you pesky citizens. But I digress. Here we go.
All right, Charles 55, he's about ready to take off on me. Stand by.
Okay, so he put that out because, and which is good, that lets every other cop knowing, hey man, this guy's just going on a traffic stop. It just went from routine traffic to we're probably going to get in a pursuit. So we're probably going to need more units. Why is he going to run? I don't know. Maybe the car's stolen. Maybe there's multiple people. Maybe there's somebody with a felony warrant inside. Maybe they're transporting drugs. Maybe they're transporting weapons. I don't know. Maybe maybe Rick, it's a single mom who got a parking ticket and she couldn't afford to pay. Yeah, that's it. That's why people run all the time, you freaking idiots. And he hits a siren. Why? Because he wants to be covered. Now it's pursuit. Now this guy can't say when we catch him, I didn't know it was the police. I didn't know he was pulling me over. I didn't know. Now there's lights and sirens. Everybody knows it's on video. I mean, this shooting is like a great, why I think videos are should absolutely be mandatory for government. Hell, I think all politicians ought to wear videos with cameras all the time that we could pull under FOIA and listen to what the hell they're saying and doing. But anyway. Okay, so this guy takes off. There's 2 units there. It looks like it's going to go for a pursuit, and it changes very quickly. And this is a problem being a cop that a lot of people don't understand, is anytime there's a pursuit, you know if it gets on a highway and you're going fast, you want to get your seatbelt on in case you crash. But you know if it slows down, you want to have your seatbelt off so you can jump out of the car, draw your gun, defend yourself, or get in the chase. So there's always this fine line about unhooking. And I mean, I've been in pursuits to where I've unhooked and hooked up probably 4, 5, 6 times in one pursuit. It's like, shit, he's going to run. Unhook, get ready. Oh, shit, he's taking off. Hook up, hook back up. Meantime, you're driving, you're trying to put out on the radio. If you unholster your gun, you're trying to get it back in a holster. And so there's a lot going on for these cops when they're in this situation. So they think right now, okay, we're buckled in, guns aren't out, I got to concentrate on driving, let's go. And then it changes that quick. Okay, so it went from a pursuit to pow pow pew pew. This guy gets out, not good tactics on his part. He moves from a position of cover with a car and he jumps out in the open and kind of pauses and starts to fire. He fires and then he starts running away, which makes him a great target because the cops are at their cars. They're standing still. When you're standing still shooting at a moving target, you got a better chance of hitting him than him running and shooting back at you while you're moving. His odds of hitting is less. You've also got cover. So tactically speaking, this guy didn't do it, and you're going to hear him later say, go ahead and shoot me again. So some people are going to say this is suicide by cop. Is it suicide? I don't know. If it was suicide by cop, why did he run? Why did he just stand there in the open and let him fill him with holes? Maybe he intended to do that, and then once he got shot, he said, ow, this shit hurts. It burns. I better run. Because you watch him when he runs away, you can tell he's either holding his leg or his gut area, and he slows down. So he definitely takes a hit from this video. So right here, he's kind of holding this area.
Shots fired.
See how he kind of stumbles? That could have been a curb. But he just looks like he's not running with speed and urgency like he was earlier. Okay, so we hear lots of rounds here. I don't know how many, but there's a lot.
Hey! Shots fired, shots fired.
So what I'm hearing is pistols, which is a little bit slower, and then I'm hearing a rifle, which is much quicker, which is why the AR-15 is such a great rifle, because you get multiple rounds. The problem is, us pesky citizens, and cops are taught this too, but it doesn't apply to cops because we aren't held accountable. Pesky citizens are told every time you fire a round, you're responsible for that round. If there's somebody in this car, if there's somebody here, if it ricochets and hits a kid over here, if it kills these people, you're responsible and you shouldn't shoot unless you have a safe background. Raise your hand if you think either of these cops thought for 1 second about their background. If your hand's up, you're a freaking idiot. They didn't give a shit. They were spraying and praying and firing multiple rounds in a large populated area with people and cars without any, not a scintilla of worry where those bullets went and who they hit. This is what I'm talking about, accountability. Now, there'll be idiots here claiming, well, they need more training, Rick. No, they don't. If I train you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you find it quicker and easier to go 1 to 4 and skip 2 and 3, I can train you till the cows come home, and it doesn't matter. Unless I hold you accountable for skipping steps 2 and 3, you're going to go 1 to 4 because it's easier and faster. That's where cops are at. This is not a training issue. This is an accountability issue. There's plenty of training and policy and laws in effect. The problem is there are no DAs and attorney generals that hold government, cops, accountable. So why should they follow the steps in training when there's absolutely no reason to? That's the problem with the idiots yelling, they need more training, Rick. No, that's yelling more government spending, more government money. That's never the answer. All right, I digress. Here we go. Okay, so now it's going to show a different view with the second car. and now I was going to drive the point home about not caring about other people. So the second unit pulls this way, I think, because he sees the door open, so he's thinking the guy going to run, and so he gets here maybe to get set up. But somebody had a rifle right away because they were able to get rifle shots quick. Okay, so for those that didn't see it, there's a person sitting here, and there's a person sitting here. And the window's not broken yet. I wonder how the window gets broken. You notice this guy's back is turned and running away, because somebody will say, Rick, you're just picking on the cops and maybe the suspect shot it. No, the suspect is running away. He's not shooting when the window blows up and the tail light blows up. So if there was a kid in the back here, who thinks the cops would be cleared in an investigation that it wasn't their fault? You'd be right. They're going to say it wasn't the cop's fault. The cop was defending himself. He was in fear of his life. Who thinks if you're a citizen and you shot out somebody's car with people in it that you would be charged? You damn right you would be. That's the problem with giving government the ability to exempt government from the laws of the country. The laws apply to everybody or they apply to nobody. That's why people don't trust cops. We don't trust the government. We're tired of it. It's bullshit that there's two sets of rules. And people are getting fed up, and they should be fed up. The problem is they haven't got fed up enough to push back. So right about now, these people are like, shit, we picked a really shitty place to park right now. Now me, I'd be looking for freaking pennies that I dropped 4 days ago on the ground and low crawling out one of these doors. But these guys don't do this till the cops tell them to, because they're good little pesky citizens waiting to be told what to do.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
So, right here, I don't think the suspect fired again. Maybe he did. I think this guy's dodging because cops are shooting. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. So here the cop bangs on the door and says, hey, you guys might want to leave. But Rick, he can't tell them. He doesn't have the right to tell them they haven't committed a crime. You're right. They can sit there. I'm just telling you. Cop tells me to get out of the area when they're shooting. I'm probably already going to be gone before he says that. Or I'll have already armed myself and joined in the shooting. So here comes the two people that are like, yo, man, we didn't do anything. Why are you guys shooting at us? They probably thought they were getting shot. They were like, damn, can't a guy just sit here and eat my freaking Whopper or Burger King, whatever, in the parking lot without getting shot at by the cops? Here comes Jesse Jackson. These black people were just sitting here minding their own business and the cops shot their car up. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so this guy gets out with a long gun. Nobody's shooting. Only he's shooting. And he ends up hitting the car. Again. Again! Wow.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Wonder who's in this car. Because this cop is shooting here. This guy is just screwed. The guy's running this way, this cop's shooting at him here, and he's got guys blowing out his back window. Another option for this guy would have been to start his car up and floor it over the curb and get the hell out of the kill zone. Because this is almost like an ambush checkpoint where you get caught in ambush and you got to push through and get out of it. So this guy could have just floored it and got the hell out of there.
Shots fired.
So he emptied his gun. He went in. I don't know why he's getting mags, but he went for a long gun.
Shots fired. Hey, calm down, calm down. I got it. Put your fucking... He's got the gun. Get out of the car, this way, this way,
Shots
this way.
fired, continuing shots. Go back there behind our car.
So I don't know if you heard that. Somebody said, "Where do I go?" And they said, "Go back behind the car. Just get out of here." So you've got citizens who are asking the cops where to go. Okay, people, here's a clue. In case I got any liberals watching, because they're all afraid of guns and they think they're safe when only government has guns. When shooting starts and somebody's shooting at somebody and they're shooting back, the best place to go is away from the two people shooting at each other. You just want to create distance. Doesn't matter where you go, but you should be creating distance. That's my liberal public safety advisory. So this guy goes back to the car and gets the rifle. Here's where he shoots the car again. So you can see in the shadows here, he's messing with his optics. Probably got covers. He's trying to undo the covers. So is he really that fearful that he's just standing up and doing this and he's not hunched down behind a car? I don't know. I can't see.
Rifle!
And right here, he shoots the car out. There ain't nobody around, nobody rushing, nobody nothing. He's had time to run back to the car, get the rifle out, come back out, and he still shoots his car. This car is what we call a freaking bullet magnet. It can't do anything right.
Rifle!
So, I'm not sure if anybody's cleared this car yet. I don't even know if this guy clears it. But he runs by the suspect's car. Hopefully he cleared it as he's running by. I don't see anybody else. I didn't see anybody run.
Throw the weapon down! Put your fucking hands up! Crawl towards me!
Okay, so you can go to police activity and watch this if you want to see it. What's the name of the video here? Body cam shows police shootout. I didn't even read this. Let's see what they did here. This happened on April 11th. Officer involved shooting, 7400 block, West Stockton Boulevard. Woo, that's a good area, man. Anything around Stockton, you can always get in shit there. I could go there and get in a pursuit in probably 15 minutes. Anyway, during the incident, an armed suspect fired upon officers after they attempted an enforcement stop. Oh, an enforcement stop. They were going to enforce some protecting and serving on that subject, and he just shot at approximately 3:38. Police department was notified by Marysville PD that to be on the lookout for a suspect wanted in an attempted homicide with a firearm. At approximately 4:38, Sacramento located the adult suspects in it. So, to me, this was a bad stop, reading this. If you got a guy wanted for a homicide with a fucking gun, and he pulls into a busy gas station with gas pumps, why do you stop him in front of all those people? Why don't you set up, and this is what I would have done. I've got the suspect vehicle. He's at the gas pumps. I need multiple units, set up a perimeter. I'm going to let him leave the gas pumps so we can make the stop in a less populated area for the safety of the public. Don't we hear safety of public? No. Let's stop him at the busiest freaking gas station in Sacramento to where we get in a shootout. There's freaking people everywhere. Bad choice on a stop. I was giving these guys credit till I read this. So, let's see. Approximately Sacramento PDP all over the mail does attempted stop him. Well, yeah, when you stop a guy who's wanted for homicide with a gun, I'm just going to take a wild-ass guess. I'll take a swinging wild-ass guess. A swag. My swag is, if I stop a guy wanted for a homicide with a gun, he's probably going to get in a shooting. He probably has a gun, and he probably doesn't want to go to jail. Now, that's just me. I know somebody will be out there, Rick, you're jumping to conclusions. Not everybody that commits homicide and has a gun is going to shoot. Okay, but I'm going to jump to that conclusion anyway. Officers attempted. The suspect was injured as a result of officers safely detained the suspect. They did safely. They shot up cars and people and fired freaking hundreds of rounds. Suspect began to render all. They began to Man, who's writing this? This sounds like a press release for Sac PD. Sacramento Fire Department arrived. They arrived like 15 or 20 minutes later, transported the suspect to the hospital. The suspect currently is in stable condition. Stable condition after at least 5 or 10, 15 officers shot multiple rounds at him. How many other people aren't in stable condition? How many vehicles aren't in running condition now after this? No officers were injured during the shooting. The suspect's firearm was recovered. Wow, those Sac PD guys are great, man. They caught their man. Endangered freaking everybody in a 4-mile radius, but they caught their man. They're really good. All the video released from this has been redacted by SAC for the confidentiality. I was wondering who, the faces have been blurred and muted. The suspect, I was wondering who muted all these cops' faces, because somebody blurred out their, not muted, blurred out their faces, and I'm like, why is police activity blurring their faces? The cops are public servants in a public area doing public business. There's really no reason to blur out all their faces. This is more government hiding, secrecy. We got to protect government. We don't want people to know. I almost forgot to like police activity vehicle for loading this. All right. So now I'm just going to bump through here. If you want to go watch a video, you can. I'm going to bump around and speed this up to get to points that I want to make.
Suspect! Crawl towards me!
Okay, you just got a guy. He's running. I can't see. Look, as long as they take to get to this guy, if I would have been there, hell, even as a freaking civilian, if I'd have been trapped in my cars with all these idiots shooting up the freaking parking lot, and if he ain't holding a gun and he's just holding his wound and hurt, I'd have fucking got out of my car and went over there, kicked his gun away, and said, would you pussy-ass cops with all your guns come handcuff this guy? I just kicked the gun away. And they'd have probably had a shit fit. You're interfering, you don't get paid to do that. Whatever. I just can't believe how long it takes these freaking cops. And there's literally at least 15 cops here with rifles screaming and yelling and running around. Now, from the other side, from a tactic standpoint, let's say you wanted someone, some criminal, some terrorist, somebody with ill intent to push back on the government, wanted to take out a lot of government employees. Watch how these cops gather and walk around and make it very easy for anybody to come up and take out 10 or 15 cops with either a gun or a car or a truck and just mow them over. They have no concept of keeping their distance, not gathering, not making themselves any, because they work in a safe, sanitized environment. They don't know about combat tactics, keeping your distance, setting up a perimeter, looking for other threats. They have no tactical mindset. Their mindset is, we're the government, we're protected, we have multiple people with multiple guns, we can do what we want, and we don't have to fear anybody. Least of all, you pesky citizens. Their tactics suck if somebody wanted to take out a bunch of cops.
Attempting to give commands somewhat unclear.
Come on! Crawl
Again, I'm bumping this up because it took freaking forever for you guys to get here.
Mr. Roll onto your stomach, away from the firearm, now. Continue to roll away from the firearm.
Now, I know somebody's going to say, Rick, you're out there, you're just a hot dog, and you wouldn't do that. You'd be... Look, if a guy's already been shot and he's bleeding out, and he doesn't have access to the gun, get a couple of guys, walk in freaking behind him, and kick the gun away. One cop goes to the gun, the other guy jumps on the suspect, kneels on him, and cuffs him. I mean, it's not that freaking hard. You got 15 cops there. These cops are so freaking scared and pussies that they're just freaking, I got it, crawl away, move the gun, don't move, roll over. We only have 15 people armed with freaking long rifles and we're still scared. We weren't scared 5 minutes ago when we were shooting up the freaking parking lot and shooting innocent people, not caring where the ricochets hit, how many people we killed in cars or walking. We weren't scared to shoot our guns, but now we're scared to go up on you. Are you kidding me?
Continue rolling to your right.
I'm gonna move up to Alexis.
No, it's gonna be a crossfire.
If you move towards the firearm, we will shoot you.
I guess no one, but you got no cover.
We got units coming in.
You got no cover. The guy's hit, and he's bleeding out. He's in the middle of a freaking parking lot. You're not going to have cover. They spent 5 minutes running around looking for a freaking shield. We didn't even have shields when I worked. The only one that had shields was SWAT. We did most of our shit without a shield. Now, they can't freaking go to the bathroom without a shield because somebody might pee on them and splash on them. Freaking pansies.
Fine. Let's move up to there. 5-1, I need units down into the complex. You guys want a shield?
Here we go. Here we go on the big search for the shield. Where's the shield? Somebody give me a shield. We need a shield.
Okay, please.
So now they just kicked the 2 witnesses, the people they shot their vehicle out of the area.
States away!
So he opens this car, and you'll notice he goes to all these different cars. Most police agencies, all the cars are keyed the same. So if you ever find a police key, you'll have access to all the police cars. Which again, if somebody wanted to tactically take out government and go against government, they could just grab one cop, get his key, and then they could go around and open up every car and get the weapons and ammo and everything. So, I mean, there's plenty of supplies out there if you need it for later. But I digress. Fuck! So the guy's upset because there's no shield. Because with 15 cops and 15 long guns, everybody's too scared to walk up to a guy bleeding out when the gun's on the ground and he's already rolled over once away from the gun. Everybody's still too scared to approach him. Are you kidding me?
God damn it, does anybody have a shield?
Oh, shit. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Hey, who hid the shield? Who finds it? Who's going to get to go up on the guy first? All right, if I find a shield, everybody run around and let's search for a shield. Yay! Now I'm protected. Now I have a vest, a gun, 15 cops with AR-15s, vehicles. Now I feel safe. I don't even think they use the shield when they go get the guy. Look at all these cops protecting and serving the shit out of one person. I wonder how many people down here are freaking laying around with a bullet ricochet or bullet fragments so their car got shot up. Rick, you're just picking on the cops. They had to save themselves. They had to protect everybody. Okay.
Yep, go. That's the... Here, I got rifle this side. Okay. They got a shield there, but more the merrier. We got plenty of guns. Let's start getting... But yeah, probably it's mine.
I believe that's the firearm right there on the line, on the white line.
Okay, so they're saying the firearm's on the white line?
It's good.
It's small.
What the fuck's going on?
He shot at us?
Move up to the Explorer.
Yeah, so he's been hit.
What the fuck's going on? He shot at us. No. Actually, he's a homicide suspect that used a gun in a homicide, and we tried to stop him in a busy-ass freaking gas station, and he decided to run and get in a shootout. That's what happened. Rick, you're just picking on the cops because you don't like their thin blue line flag. You're right, I don't like their little freaking pussy flag.
At least
Go behind this
maybe
Lexus,
3
okay?
times. Huh?
You shot?
Hey, boys,
good?
we're going to get up behind this Explorer and move up and maintain fire position on his right side. Roll to your right!
Oh, now we got him rolling his right with roll to your left. Roll, put your foot in the line and do the hook. We actually did that on a couple of guys. We'd be doing drunk tests. Put your right foot forward. Put your left foot back. Now turn around and do the hokey pokey. Rick, you shouldn't pick. Oh, we only did it if we knew we were going to let him go, just messing with him.
No. Roll to your right. Keep rolling.
So the fact that he's saying keep rolling means he's already rolled at least once, probably more, and still nobody wants to run up there with a freaking long gun and just grab the gun and grab the dude. To me, this is just pussification of cops to the max.
Keep rolling to your right.
Hear the sirens in the background? There's still cops out there in danger in the public, driving like maniacs, lights and siren, running people off the road because they want to protect and serve the shit out of you.
Hey, hey! That's the firearm on the line. Maintain.
This is the guy. Look how many cops are standing around him, people. The guy's on the ground, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cops standing around, and you still got cops hiding. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this guy running. You still have cops hiding when there's this many cops already around a guy. This is pussification of Sac PD.
Goes down.
Now they're going to come running up. Woo! Look at us, protecting and serving. Yeehaw! 1, 2, 3, 4 cops. Rick, we need more police. Police are here to protect us. Long gun, long gun, long gun. Grouping up. One guy with a gun on the ground. No awareness that, do we really need all these people here? If you weren't in a shooting, you need to go 10-8. You need to cut a paper, go to a staging point, somebody set up a freaking control point and get all the units involved there and get this into some resemblance of we got one guy that was shot. Rick, you know, oh, shut up. I've been to plenty of shootings and this is a freaking cluster.
Leave that down. Sarge.
Oh, we still got cops coming. Yay! Yay! If we only had more government, this is what happens. See, cops are really good when a bad guy's on the ground bleeding and they show up. Look how helpful they are. However, when you're at your home and your wife's getting raped or you're getting shot or stabbed or your kids are getting raped or shot or stabbed, all these cops, you know where they're at? They're out at Dunkin' Donuts. They're somewhere else. They can't come in until they get enough units, even if they're around the corner. You know what? Any violence, we got to wait per policy. Can't go in there, and risk our lives. Our safety comes first, not you pesky citizens. Just keep paying your taxes, and when we ask for more money, for more cops, so when we're not doing this, we'll be out there writing you pesky citizens tickets for stupid shit and collecting revenue. All right, look, this video goes on. 18-minute video. I'm only 7 in. Shit, let me just bump through it here.
Where is it? Yes.
Yeah, for Sarge. Okay.
I wanted to get to where the female cop shows up and helps out by putting tape up.
You gotta have that. Go. I got told they got it at 664. Shooting long gun? Yes, one.
There was one incident here where one cop went in another cop's car and took his long gun. And the guy went back at his gun, and he's like, shit, where's my gun? And because he wanted to go to a long gun because he had shot all his pistol ammo, and his long gun was gone. And then later in the shooting, the guy walks up and goes, hey, man, this is your long gun. I got it. Now, if there's just 2 officers there, and, and I've been on a scene where I've had one of my guys where there's two of us out there, it's like, dude, go to my car, grab the long gun, because we both got pistols. So I don't mind when somebody grabs a long gun, because if we're going to be out there and we're by ourselves, I want the long gun power. But if somebody ran in and just took my gun, if I was pinned down and getting shot, I'd be happy. But if you got your own damn long gun and you're showing up in your car, and because you ran away from your car, you grab my long gun because it's closer, then when I need it, I don't have it, I'd probably be like, yo, motherfucker, why you taking my gun? Shit. Bitch, I ain't got a freaking gun. I'm out of ammo. Shit, I'm gonna get my damn gun. Now you ain't got a long gun. But, I mean, I get it. Shit happens. Chaotic. Grab a gun. But I thought it was kind of funny when I listened to it.
Just for your FYI, this car was occupied
and I don't have no idea.
Yeah, just FYI, we shot the shit out of this car while it was occupied, and then we told the people to get the hell out of here. Okay, thanks.
I screamed at them to run, and then I don't know what happened. Yeah.
On the computer pass. You weren't there in the involved, right? Not yet. What? For a little bit. Just go chill.
2 or 3 times during this video, they asked, should I turn my camera off? And I think Sac PD did a good job there. All the sergeants said, no, don't turn it off yet. There's no reason to turn it off. So I'm glad they left it running. It shows the chaotic. It gets statements. It shows what's going on. I think that's what they ought to do.
In my car, what?
That's fine. Relax. Disappear. What?
I think this is where he walks up and tells these 4 cops, you idiots, get out of here. I'd have been like, fuck you, I'm leaving. The sergeant walks up and calls these 4 cops idiots and tell them to get out. I don't know why.
Casey.
Don't hit Casey.
Yeah. You 4 idiots disappear for a little bit. Just go chill. Okay.
We'll stay in the car.
You probably should.
It sounds like he called them idiots to me. I'd have been like, yo, motherfucker, are you talking to me? I'm a fucking idiot? Fuck you.
Separated from you.
Yeah.
Casey, should I leave this running? No, I don't get by yourself. Okay.
No, and here's the quota hire, female, protecting and serving. She'll be put down on a resume. Responded to a shooting and set up tape. And she's even taping it off wrong instead of going around the car, because this car is part of the crime scene. He's one of the units. He should be inside the tape. She can't even tape it off right. But I digress.
We have to be in the perimeter, but we can't.
No.
Wow. Rick, she's probably was #1 in the academy, and that's why she got... Okay, whatever. All right, look. This was a cluster, a lot of things. If you want to go watch a video, there's a lot of little things in there that you may pick up. I think I covered what I needed to cover, and we'll end that there.